Big sellers are leaving Amazon FBA. Is it the end? Is Amazon FBA still actually viable? This is what we're going to talk about in today's video, because this is a tweet. And as always, like 15% of my video, like once every week, I react to stuff that the community is talking about on Twitter. And this is like a recurring theme. It's something that people talk about over and over again. And it's true. Huge sellers are leaving Amazon. We can think about companies like PharmaPack that actually filed for bankruptcy. Was it last year? I believe, not sure. If you do not know PharmaPack, it's a huge company selling on Amazon, and this is what we are going to talk about pretty much in today's video. If you do not know me, my name is Chris Mangoons. I release daily videos about selling on Amazon right here on YouTube for you for free. I have tons of educational videos and tons of videos just like this one, talking about Amazon in generalities, talking about a lot of stuff that other people don't talk about. This is why you should subscribe and like this video to get recommended more videos. Also for coaching, I have programs. I'm not going to push them in this video, all right? Let's just move on with the subject for the day. So, as I said, yes, that's true. Actually, that's actually true. There's a few huge sellers that are leaving the platform, that are leaving Amazon FBA. Does that mean that you cannot get rich yourself with Amazon FBA? Does that mean that Amazon FBA is not viable at all? Because this is what a ton of people are talking about on Twitter, right? And in my opinion, this is a dumb take. You know that if I'm talking about it, it's a dumb take, and I'm going to tell you why. You know, it's the exact same thing as people saying that retail arbitrage, online arbitrage are saturated, online arbitrage, retail arbitrage are not viable. All these business models are still viable at your scale, the scale at which you can make a really, really good living, make a good amount of money that with a lot of free time, and make a good amount of money that you would not be able to make running a job, right? This is the key word, because sorry, I'm getting a little bit sick, and there's no edit on this channel. So as I said, it's the key word is at your scale. Amazon FBA is still viable at your scale, okay? At the scale at which you can take care of your family really easily, live a really, really comfortable life, and not being extremely wealthy, not making 10 millions profit a year, but like making a couple of $100,000 a year to a couple of millions a year. Low. When I say a couple, it's really like low millions, like 1, 2, 3 million for huge online arbitrage sellers, but this is not yet just, these are not huge sellers. And this is what I want to talk about in today's video. Because, as I said, it's true that huge sellers are leaving the platform, but when we talk about huge sellers, we're talking about companies like PharmaPack, I think PharmaPack was actually a publicly traded company, right? It's not the scale at which, I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? For 99.9999999% of you guys, you will, you can pretty much say 100%. For 100% of you guys, for all of you guys, you are never going to start, run, and sell a company that will go public, okay? It's just never going to be the case. It's not because it's not going to be the case that you cannot actually become rich, right? You do not need to do that to be rich, to be maybe not wealthy, but I'm talking about rich, right? You do not need that, because you need to understand that to running an Amazon business, and not just an Amazon business, but a business in general, running a business at the scale at which a company like PharmaPack and those huge sellers that are actually leaving Amazon are running is something that, it's totally a different game. It's 100% a different game. It's not the game that you are going to play yourself, sitting on Amazon if you want to make a lot of money. It's a whole different scale that you are probably never going to touch, because you're probably you are not made to run a business. This is not something that you want to reach necessarily, and it's not something that you need to reach to make a decent living, to make a really, really good living. This is absolutely not what you need. And I guarantee that most of you guys, if not all of you guys, do not want to run a business at that scale. You need to understand that there's different types of scales, right? And that, these guys that you see on Twitter running like the big names running at $2-3 million a year in business. Like if we talk, for example, business running at this scale are still considered small business. Okay, it's still small business. And specifically online arbitrage, you can reach that point with just a couple of VAs. You can do it yourself, and it's going to be like a little bit more than a full-time job. But with VAs, with a couple of VAs, you can run at that level and sustain at that level and make a really good living and make money to reinvest into other things if you want to, or just, you know, save money and live off of that money if you want to, right? But you need to understand, these are still small business. These are not huge business, you know? For example, if you run a restaurant, like a single location restaurant that started 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe you're running at $1.5 million in revenue a year, you know? I know it's numbers that I know from my friends. I have friends in the restaurant industry that started restaurants in Miami. I know their numbers, and so I know that this is where they are at after a couple of years, right? It's still small business. Yes, it's serious businesses, but it's still small businesses, okay? That comes with their own sets of challenge, but it's totally different, okay? Running this types of business, all right? A single location restaurant, and I think this is going to be easier for you to understand it this way. Just think about running a single location restaurant, okay, at $1.52 million revenue a year, and how different it is from running a 5-restaurant operation with 5 locations, a restaurant with 5 locations. How different it is. It's already way more work, way more stuff that you need to be able to manage all that stuff, and it's way more headaches. Now, imagine running the whole McDonald's brand yourself, all the stores in the US, having everything set up. It's not easy. They have everything set up the right way because it's a huge business. They've done it for a lot of years, and they have like the distribution channel, all that stuff, the marketing, everything set, right? And they have huge division taking care of just of that, just of the marketing, just of sourcing the ingredients, delivering the ingredients, everything that is delivery. Like, just think about how big of a headache it is to set up something like this, okay? But the restaurant industry, it's already like you already have proven models. So try to translate that into Amazon FBA and running e-commerce store, right? So you are not even most of you guys are not even the guy with a 1 location that is running good, okay? You do not even have a hot dog stand selling hot dogs in downtown Miami. You're not even at that level. You're pretty much at that level, right? It is still viable. You can still make a decent amount of money as a side hustle doing it this way, but you're just at that level. So scaling to a 1 location, okay, to the equivalent, 1.52 millions, is something that you can do, but it's a little bit more work. Scaling above that is something that you can do as well, and it's a little bit more work again, right? But going beyond that is when it starts to get really hard. And this is pretty much why these huge companies are failing, because this is not something that's easy. And you're not at that level, and this is not something that you should worry about because of that. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that YouTube stuff. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching.